In last week's video, I told you I would be going over all of my YouTube analytics and how much I am making as a small booktuber, and this is that video. So in June of 2020 is when I started this channel, and I was monetized by December of 2022. I have wanted to make this video for so long because I love YouTube behind the scenes content. I have watched pretty much every Catherine Manning video in the past couple of years, as well as a bunch of other creators giving tips and tricks on how to be better at YouTube, and my favorite are always the analytics. I love to see what people's numbers look like, and it's not out of, oh, I want to be like them and I want to make this much money. It's just so interesting to see how putting a video on the internet can make people hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it just makes me so excited for other people, and it also gives me something to look forward to if my YouTube channel were to ever take off for whatever reason. But I think it's so fascinating, and I've been wanting to make this, especially because I have not found another small content creator who has numbers similar to mine. I see a lot of people around the same subscriber count as me, but they are making significantly more than I am, and I just thought that this would be something that would be interesting and helpful to anybody who is also a very small YouTuber who is really getting started in their monetization journey. And knowing that these numbers are normal, these numbers are what somebody else is making even after posting over 200 videos. So I just wanted to break all my numbers down, show you what it looks like, and hope that this can give you a little insight into another teeny tiny YouTuber's analytics. So let's take a quick look at my monetization journey. Like I said, it took me 2.5 years to become monetized. So you can see right here, November 2022 was the last month that I was not monetized, and I got monetized in December of 2022. But I will say that I did not take getting monetized seriously until around June or July of 2022. I had hit a point where I was so close. My numbers were slowly growing, but I knew that if I really took a lot of those YouTuber insider tips and tricks, I could push myself over the edge. And I had just gotten a new job that allowed me to listen to audiobooks basically all day, every day. And so I decided to combine that chance of reading books all day, every day with coming home and having the free time to make more videos, to put out 2 videos a week almost consistently from the summer of 2022 until early spring of 2023. And in that time, I was able to hit all of my watch hours. I think I had 2,000 at that point that I needed to hit, and I also gained 600 subscribers. Here is how many videos I was putting out every single month. Right when I started, I was putting out a lot. I put out 13 videos in the second month that I was on YouTube, but you can see that it slowly went down. I had some months where there was absolutely zero. But right here in the summer of 2022 is when I decided to try and do 2 videos a week, and I stuck to that schedule mostly up until March of 2023, and that's when I've been a little bit more inconsistent with my posting. But during that time is when I was able to cross over that threshold. And you can also see here that this is where most of my watch hours came from, where this was July of 2022, and it slowly started to increase, and then I hit a really high peak because of a bullet journal video that I put out. So that is when my most watched video ever came out, which was my bullet journal walkthrough of 2022. And this is actually the same period where all of my most popular videos seem to have come out. So if you look at this, we have my 2023 bullet journal video, which was the setup for the following year, as well as my walkthrough of my 2022 journal. It does look like this one I had posted in the summer, so both of those are sitting at around 13,000 views. I also, during that time, put out my blind date with a book video, which did surprisingly well, as well as my guide to TJ Klune. And very early on, I did this rant review for The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and that one is still getting me lots of views because it does not make people happy. So those are my 5 most watched videos that I had, and you can see, if it lets me show you, right here is the peak of when I got a lot of my views because of that 2023 journal setup, which was definitely a shock. I did not anticipate that many people wanting to watch that video. Coming back to this graph right here, you can see how much I was making per month. I started off pretty strong with $20 a month, and I thought that was the most incredible thing. And I was hoping that it would be kind of consistent, but it did dip down a little bit, and I have slowly dwindled down until I've gotten to about $2 per month. Which I think is still amazing that I'm making anything. If I was making 50 cents, I would be so happy. But it has been pretty interesting to see it go from a higher number of $20 down to $2. So it really does depend. But I have made, since the start of YouTube, $156.23. But if you did not know this about YouTube, you do not get paid out until you have hit a $100 threshold. So in July of 2023, I believe that was when I got my first paycheck, and that was for about $103. And since then, I have not been able to get another paycheck because I am sitting right around the $50 mark. So looking on this page right here, I have selected since the last paycheck that I got, July 21st, I've selected the day after all the way until now, and you can see that I have made $44.84. So with my average of monthly earnings being a little bit under $5, I'm estimating that it will probably be February of 2025 when I get my next paycheck, which is a long ways away. It's a big difference from 2023 to 2025, but that just seems to be the way my channel's going, and I'm honestly okay with that. It would be nice to have it at least happen once a year, but this is just where my numbers are lying, and I'm just honestly really grateful that I'm making anything at all. So I'm sure somebody's wondering why, if I have videos like my reading journals that have 14,000 views over the lifetime of my YouTube channel, plus other ones like my rant review and my blind date with a book video and my guide to TJ Klune, haven't I niched down to try and emulate that type of content and make my YouTube more successful? And a big reason is that I don't want to. And it's not that I don't want to ever make that type of content, it's just that I don't want to focus all of my energy into going after what's going to make me successful or take off on YouTube, because I know how prone I am to burning out on things. I was a teacher for 5 years, and that really killed a lot of my drive and motivation for a lot of things. And I have found myself since getting burnt out very quickly on things that I tend to enjoy. So if I start to do something far too often, I grow bored of it, and I don't want to continue doing that. I know the fastest way to make me give up on YouTube would to be forced to make that content. If I'm only striving to meet certain numbers, I'm never going to enjoy what I'm making anymore. And then YouTube is not going to be a fun hobby or an outlet to meet people or a place to share my thoughts on the books that I'm reading, but it will soon become a place that I have to post because it's what's going to keep me making more money. So I really just want to let my creativity ebb and flow. I want to post things when I'm excited about them. If I have another idea for a author guide, I want to spend time making it and put it out when it feels ready. And if I have another great bullet journal idea, I want to be able to put that out when it's ready and not crank out video after video that meet certain requirements just to hit a certain goal. Yes, I would like to be successful on here. I would like to see my time and effort pay off, but I also don't think that it is my driving force on YouTube. But being so transparent with you, I am in a state of my life where I do need to start putting more money towards my future. There are a lot of goals that I have coming up in the next couple of years that I would like to meet, and so I think there will be some things that I do implement that I have learned from all those YouTubers who have given their tips and tricks, but I don't think it's going to be something that I center all my content around. I'm not going to be trying to feed into the algorithm. I'm just going to be trying to do the best that I can. And I feel like this is a perfect point to tell you some of those financial goals that I have so far, like very immediate goals that I would like to try and achieve. I do have some long-term ones too, but essentially I have said that I would love to be able to fund my book buying habit through YouTube. So if I could just afford to pay for the books that I want to read, I think that would be a huge win for me. Growing off of that, I would then like to be able to pay for the subscriptions that I use to make my videos, like Canva, Epidemic Sound. I would also like to buy Final Cut Pro and switch over to that. I would then like to be able to afford newer equipment, upgrade things like my cameras and lights, and get other things that can make my video quality better. And then my big YouTube goal would be to have my earnings here be equivalent to 1 paycheck at work, so I could have 3 paychecks per month, which would set me forward quite a bit. So that would be a long-term goal, probably years and years from now, but that would be honestly a dream come true, to have that be one part of my income. Who knows if that could happen, if that ever will happen, but it is something that I would like to work towards and like to keep in the back of my mind as I create content, but not make it everything to me, because like I said, I just don't want to lose my love for this. And I've seen so many videos of people leaving YouTube because they just feel so burnt out on it, and that's not where I want my content to go. So I do think you'll be seeing more videos from me that do align with what I know to work better for the algorithm, but there are also going to be videos that I make just because I want to make them, even if I know nobody's going to watch it, or I'm going to have my core people watch it, and I'm gonna be so okay with that. So I'm interested to see what it looks like going forward, and I would love to share all of these numbers again, maybe next year, maybe in 6 months, so that you can see an update on where I'm at. But let's see if there's anything else that I can show you for these analytics. So here is my dashboard. You can see that I'm sitting at 1,821 subscribers because I just got a good influx of subscribers from this recent video that I put out, and this one has done surprisingly well. My past few videos have not been getting as many views as my other ones used to. I was starting to average around 100 views per video, but now they've been between 60 and 90 per video, so this one shocked me that it did so well. But I love being nosy about how much people spend, so it seems like people were nosy about how much I spent on my book. So if you want to watch that, I will link that up here for you. Let's just look at my analytics since the start of the year if you would be interested in that, and let me know in the comments if you have any other things that you want me to show you on here. But you can see that in 2024 so far, I have made $17.33 and I have gained 21 subscribers. So last year, I think I got around 200 subscribers, and the year before that in 2022 is when I got a bunch because I was putting out content very consistently. But we can look at my content right here, and I am mostly getting out a video every week for the most part. I've had a couple that I've been skipping, but my goal this year has been to post a video every single Tuesday, and I've been pretty much sticking with it. So I'm hoping that that is going to be something that will help my numbers later on, so that people are still able to see when my videos come out and the algorithm isn't just pushing me to the back end because I'm being inconsistent. So consistency is my #1 goal this year. I want to keep people around on my channel and hopefully put out more and more interesting content that other people are going to want to see. And because I know people are mostly here for the money, I know that RPM and CPM are important. Do I always know what they mean? Not really, but you can see what they are for some of these videos. Sometimes they are much higher. Those are usually my bullet journal videos, I've noticed. But right here, this was a vlog that's doing much better than I anticipated. My blind date with books video is pretty high too, in comparison to the other videos out here. But yeah, reading journals are sitting around $9. Everything else is in the $2 to $3 range. And there are some videos that I don't monetize at all, like the one about my grandma. I just didn't feel right putting monetization on that one. But those are the numbers that I have for you if you are even interested in those. But please let me know if there's anything else that you want to see, anything that you want me to go further in detail on. I can go page by page on my analytics if you want to. Click on everything and just show off what I see, even if I don't understand it myself. So if that's something that'd be interesting for you, let me know. But I just thought that this would be a good way to show other small content creators that it is normal to not make $200 off of a video. It is normal to have over a year's worth of videos and not get a paycheck from YouTube, and it is okay, and it is going to get better. We just have to continue being consistent, and eventually we will meet our goals. So if you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments, but I'm going to leave this video here, and I will see you next Tuesday for another bookish video. Thank you so much for watching.